There we go. We are recording. So, welcome everybody. It is that Monday evening again. It's 9 o'clock. Gosh, how the weeks go so quickly. I can't believe we're halfway through January. So yeah, gosh, the days go so quickly, don't they? Or is that just me? I think it's just as you get older, they go quicker and quicker. Anyway, I want to welcome you to tonight's call, myself and Andrew, and we have our lovely guest, Jewely, on tonight, who's in her lovely kitchen, actually. I do like to have a good look at a good nose around people's kitchens, Jewely. Give us a spin. Oh, look at that. Oh, and there's a big dog.
Yeah, it's a great day. And then there's my kitchen.
That is so nice, isn't it?
I'll take you guys into my office in just a second. I'll mute myself since it's kind of loud. Go ahead.
Yes. So tonight, guys, we normally come to you guys on a Monday evening, as you know, but we want to change it up a little bit. And as you all know, we have started working with Jewely. And it's a brand new year, which means it's like a brand new start for people. So whether you've been in Monat since we launched, whether you joined recently, whether you've started your business or not started your business, what I love about the new year is it can be a brand new start for everybody. And I certainly drawing a line in the sand and going, okay, I had a great start to my business, but I want to really ramp up now and almost do it as if I'm starting again, and getting out there and speaking to as many people as I can about this amazing opportunity. But when you start your Monat business, one of the key things that we do and we need to do and probably need to do on a regular basis, is what we like to call an onboarding, and that really is a getting started training, and it's a few key steps, but it's crucial to the success of our business and the success of your business. And there is no better person to take us through that than the top income earner, because there is a reason why she's a top income earner, and that's because she has run the play, she's run the system. And I know, talking to Jewely and getting to know her since we launched Monat, one of her key things is doing an onboarding with somebody and getting them started the right way and really getting to understand and know people. And so we wanted you guys to experience that and have a sort of almost like a team onboarding, if you like. Now, normally this would be done on a one-to-one basis, or a couple of us with one of you, so that we can really go into depth into the onboarding. But there is quite a few of us on tonight, so probably we're not going to be able to go through people's individual whys unless we get some time at the end. But I think if we can try and do a sort of group onboarding to get people to really understand the importance of it, as if we were doing one with you, and then understanding also about the 7 key steps that Jewely always sort of takes people through. And then afterwards, I will do an individual, your reason why, and perhaps going through your list on an individual basis with you. So, Jewely, I'm going to sort of hand to you. If you, I know it's a bit difficult perhaps doing a group onboarding, or maybe it's not. Maybe that's quite good. I know we did some with about 4 or 5 of us recently, and actually it was really, really powerful. It was quite nice to hear everybody's why and their emotional why. But what I wanted to do for these guys is if you could take them through what you would normally do on an onboarding and why it's so important, that would be amazing.
Yeah, great. Okay. Am I unmuted? I am unmuted. Okay, just making sure. I usually do this on my computer. Sorry, I had to take you guys on a tour this morning. But yeah, onboarding, everything that Hilary says is just spot on. It is super important. And, it's great for brand new market partners to go through it, but it is just as equal as important for an old market partner to go through it every single month. And the reason is because your situation will change every 30 days or less, right? So it's kind of good to stop and evaluate what are these 7 things. And then also, if you're struggling in your business, it's good to go through these 7 things and see which one that you are lacking in You know, you don't have to be perfect in all 7 categories as far as like confident or knowing them. But it is important to apply every single one and know all of them. So if you guys do have pen and paper nearby, or if you want to write this stuff down later, I think it's a really good thing for you guys to write down or log it into your phone on your notes. I use the onboarding in my notes, and I saved it in there for, you know, the entire time that I was using it since I came up with this, and it wasn't me making it. So I have to be straight on that. I got this stuff from Deb Porsche, who used to be our vice president up in Canada. And she also was trained with Eric Worre in the same room. The only difference is she didn't write a book and stuff. She just went to work straight with companies and she helped them build. So she taught us this onboarding. And I will tell you, when I first got into it, I was failing in my business. I was a senior executive director, but I wasn't getting paid my title. My sales were plummeting every single month for, you know, almost a year straight. My GV was at 900 by I think it was the 16th of the month, and I knew I was in serious trouble. I wasn't duplicating, so I was really, really struggling. And the next month I met Deb Porsche, and she went through this onboarding process, and I started my entire team on the onboarding, and it was aha moments left and right. And people were finally understanding a little bit more on how to work this business. They had confidence. And so that's just kind of my background on my experience. It has helped us. And that 700% growth rate that we had that year was due to onboarding. I really do believe that. So number 1, there's 7 steps. And I want you to write down your things. And it is important to actually pen and paper this stuff to yourself, as well as, you know, let your Oh, so sorry. Sorry, I had a call coming in. I'll have to call her back. But yeah, so with this, your why is the first one, and it's important for you to know your why. Dig down deep. It should be something that is purpose driven. So I don't know if it's, you know, giving your family a better life so you guys aren't struggling or fighting over money. I don't know if it is you just want to fulfill higher dreams in your life. You want to accomplish more. If it's simply just having a retirement nest egg, or if it's just wanting to help supplement diaper money. Like, we don't know what that is, but you do. And so dig down deep and write that stuff down. And as on a day-to-day basis, things will come to you. Things will hit you out of nowhere. And you're going to be like, you know what? That's my why. That's what is going to drive me right now. And so those are the things that you will find as you go on in your business. And it's important to write them down, because those are the only thing that's going to keep you accountable to clock into your work. This is a volunteer army. We don't hoover you guys and make sure you guys clock into work every day. This is what's going to clock you guys in. It's because it's purpose driven. It's something that's inside of you that pulls you to do it, even when you don't want to do it, even when it's hurt. And it hurts. It'll keep you going on those hard days when you're getting no's or you feel like you're stuck. So know your why and write it down. And then number 2, and you guys are going to be doing this with everybody that you sign up in your organization. It is really simple key, but it is super important for you guys to understand them, know them, so that way you can go through them with everybody, because we want to train you guys to be independent as quickly as possible so you can do the same for your leaders. And then number 2 is know the time that you have to dedicate to this business, whether that's a full-time job or whether that's a part-time job. But if you treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid as a hobby. But if you take it serious, you can get paid some serious income. And so with me, I like to tell people, if you have a full-time job, it's not about like logging these, insane hours. It's really about fitting it in the crooks and crannies of your life. I had a girl on my team who was a full-time nurse, and she wasn't allowed to, text on her phone or work on her phone during the day. So she took a lot of bathroom breaks when she didn't have to go to the bathroom. So she was in the restroom all the time, working her business and then sneaking away any chance that she could. On her break, driving down the road, she had a 30-minute commute one way. And so she was on the phone visiting with people both ways. I don't know if you guys can relate to that over where you guys are at. I know you guys have like train rides and stuff. I don't know if you have service, but on your commutes, try to fit in those times whenever you're talking to people. And then there's another thing you can apply, which is like a power hour. And I'm not even quite sure if Hilary and Andrew and I have covered this recently, because I think we did, maybe possibly, but yeah, power hour, where you sit down for 1 hour and you just go to town working and talking to people. And we can cover some more training on that too. So that's your time. Just know your time that you're willing to put in, and be realistic with the type of income that you want to make with that time that you are going to put in. So the number 3 is the income. And that could be a short-term goal. That could be for the next 30 to 60 days. And then I want you guys to write down another long-term or a medium goal, which would be maybe in another 6 months or maybe a year. And then I want you to write down a number that is outrageous to you. And you guys all know that I'm in the $5 million club, and I never thought I would ever say that. I never thought I would ever say that I make 6 figures a month. That's not something that I still have an easy time saying today, even earning it. And so if it scares you, if that number scares you, I highly encourage you to write it down, because those are the things that will push you to bigger dreams. But you want obtainable goals along the way while you're reaching for this big, big dream. So that's your income. And then number 4 is going to be your contact list. Now, I want you to remember Frank, which is F-R-A-N-K. That's friends, relatives, associates, neighbors, kids. Like, use your kids. If you guys have kids, network with your kids. I actually got a new market partner and 3 VIP customers today from my daughter's, she plays volleyball now with another girl. Her mom decided to be a customer, and she knows someone who wants to sign up, and she also has 2 customers who want to sign up. So I got 4 people out of making 1 connection. So that's pretty exciting. Use every means that you can, but go through your phone. Don't prejudge anybody that's in your contact list. I want you to write down a dream team, people that you would love to go on a vacation with, people you would love to spend more time with working on the in a business together. And then I also want you to write down all those people that you would probably think this wouldn't be for. So if it's like, let's say it's an older gentleman on your Facebook, you can still approach him about this opportunity. Don't leave anybody out. You don't want to prejudge someone, because Ann Fisher almost prejudged me and almost didn't message me. And my best friend Sarah Reed's from Texas. She prejudged 2 people, and those 2 people are now in the company under somebody else. One of them's a senior executive director making about $40,000 to $60,000 a month, and she just hit senior executive director. And the other one is an executive director who's making about $15,000 a month. Those people would have been under Sarah if she didn't prejudge them. So, but now they're in the company. So even if you think it might not be for them, go out of your way to contact these people. Don't leave anybody out. And you want to continuously cycle these names also. So after contact lists, let's talk about events. There are several ways to do this business, and I don't want you guys to feel like you're doing it wrong if you come up with an idea of how to have a social gathering. If that's on social media, if that's on Zoom calls, or if that's face-to-face events, I want you to include all of them. I will never tell you that one way will not work, because I've done that before in the past, and that way did work for somebody. So even though you might have a crazy idea of doing something on Facebook, like Sarah, she decided that she would send samples out to all of her friends and have a Facebook event on Facebook about how to shampoo your hair. And she demoed how to shampoo your hair live while everyone's watching who got their samples. That was an idea. She had tons of VIP customers sign up. So if you guys come up with an idea, we love innovation and we love creativity. So be creative with the way that how you get people into your business through events and social media, any way you can. Try to have a training like every quarter, every 3 months in your area with all your team. And then doing meet Monates and coffee dates, one-on-ones. All of these things work, and all of these things will build your business, but you can't do it without this aspect. So that's why I included it in onboarding, is because it's so important. My sister was a director, and she was really good at communicating with people on social media, but she was really stuck in her business. And the one thing she was leaving out was events. She started applying events, and she hit senior executive director in 8 months from AED. So it's pretty cool to see how this really has worked for so many people in the industry, not just our company, but for others as well. We just simplified it really, really good. Okay, so events. Make sure you guys are doing events, and then log when you're going to be having your events and write them down, and always have a plan. If you have a plan, you'll know that you have security for your work. And if you schedule an event on Friday, you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to be inviting people to these events, giving them exposures, and then pulling them all together for that one culturistic feel, so they can experience more than just maybe a sample or a video. So that's why I say the events are so important. And then after events, we'll go into, I think we're on level number 6, which is Smart Start. Now, even though you guys may not be in Smart Start right now, it is still vitally important for you to know what Smart Start is and talk about it. Because if you can talk about it to people confidently, that's probably all you really need to get somebody like Jewely Stephens to sign up in your business, because that's all it was for me that got me involved. I saw the bonuses. I saw if you signed up, they were different back then, but basically if you signed up 3 people with the same pack as you earned $600. That was the only thing that I understood about our comp plan. And I signed up 80 people on my team in 6 days with just that concept. So knowing Smart Start is super important, because people want to know how to get money in their pocket really fast. And then also another way to remember how to utilize Smart Start during onboarding is to look at who is in your Smart Start, on your team, in your organization. If you know they're in Smart Start, don't assume their other upline, like say they're 3 levels deep or 2 levels deep. Don't assume that the upline is going to remind them what Smart Start is. Do that layered leadership. Reach down to everybody in your entire organization. Make sure they understand Smart Start, when it ends, and how much money is on the line for them, and what they need to do to complete maybe a block bonus or their Mo neighborhood, and simplify it down for them. So that's Smart Start. Just make sure that you guys are continuously thinking about Smart Start. If you don't have someone in Smart Start, talk to a prospect about Smart Start, because it'll probably get them interested. And then MMP is number 7, and this is the last one. MMP, if you can explain MMP simply to somebody, then you're going to be really well off in this business. You can't determine if someone's going to hit it or not, but it is the master rank, and it's my favorite rank in the entire company, and my entire team knows this because I talk about MMP so much. If you can hit MMP yourself and teach people to do it as well, you can hit the top of this comp plan. And if you try looking above and beyond that, you might overwhelm yourself and slow down in your organization. So I want you guys to focus. Who can hit MMP? Who's close to MMP? And if you don't have someone running for MMP, you better be working on getting yourself a new market partner so you can help them get to MMP. And that's what sometimes we slow down is looking at maybe our organization, trying to help them rank advance. But if no one's really motivated to go for MMP, that's a good indication that you need to re-recruit, because your team is possibly not going to be around very much longer. Because I've recruited probably, hundreds and hundreds of people in my front line, but I only have 12 directors wide. So you got to think, like, not everyone's going to take off in this business, and that's not up to you. It's just up to them. The only thing you can do is educate and inspire them by sharing stories, sharing what's possible, and then also simplifying the business will get people moving a lot easier than someone who knows it all. So MMP is a very, very important rank. And if you guys can teach it over and over and over again, it's just like kindling. If you're wanting to start a big fire, you have to start with kindling first before you can get that fire ablaze, right? So this is really important. We've got closeout 2 weeks away, and now's a good time to start thinking about closing out your month. You're halfway through the month already, and most of our momentum comes in the last 2 weeks. So how do you want to start off your 2019? Think about who's in your organization, or who you can bring into your organization, and who they can bring into their organization to help them hit MMP. And if you're focusing on that rank, I promise you guys can find a lot of success. And not everyone's going to hit MMP on your team. You're just going to do your best to help them by getting their blocks during Smart Start, or maybe just relaunching their business to hit that rank. If they don't have a bonus to hit because they've already been in the business long enough, it's okay. The whole point is it's a goal. And if they can hit a goal, they can hit the next goal. And that's what this is about, is just getting themselves accomplished in those small steps. And so that's basically how I wrap up my entire onboarding with everybody. And I want to make sure that everybody knows how to teach it. You don't have to repeat everything I say. I have videos in my team page, even if you want to just tag those people in it. But I highly recommend that you get on the phone with the other people on your team as you're signing them up. And Hilary and Andrew and I can help you with that too. We want to make sure that we're doing this over and over with you guys, so that way it's just an automatic habit. It seemed like I was a broken record when we first came out with onboarding, but man, in like a couple of months, I could not keep up with the people coming on the team. I was like, who are all of you? I have no idea who all of you guys are, because it was giving those people on my team leadership skills. They understood the things that I understood, and that's really all they needed to know to get a really good team going. And so I just encourage you guys to simplify your business. these 7 steps have helped me a ton, and I want you to know them, be able to talk about them with people. And also you can use these 7 steps for someone who's considering the business but hung up on the fence. If they are thinking, oh, I don't want to do this, oh, I don't know if this is for me, and you don't know what to say, start with number 1. Well, what's your why? Like, why do you, what would make this worth it for you? Like, what kind of life would you visualize, you know, if you were making like, and show them the income, oh my gosh, the average incomes, say what kind of number on here would change your life, and then start talking about what it takes to get there through those onboarding steps. Be like, well, what kind of people do you know? You don't know people? Well, great. Jewely Stephens, the #1 income earner, only had 500 friends on her Facebook, and she barely had any friends in her real life, but I still built it with the few friends that I had connections with throughout the week. It really was just my personal friends, you guys. I started off very, very small. I didn't have a big social media. I didn't have a whole lot of recruits the first month. I only signed up 8 people my first month, I think 8 to 10 people on my first month, but I was so good at duplicating to make sure everybody got their bonuses and their money back that we just expanded so quickly. Our first month in the business, which was, I signed up September 24th, and in the month of October, I hit MMM. And it was because I made a really, really simple skit. I was like, you sign up three people, you get $600. So with this stuff, show them those Smart Start bonuses and what's capable for them, because man, once you get there, these people will start thinking, well, I could do this. I could do that. And then you have people thinking, okay, maybe it's worth a shot. But don't give up on anybody who's not sure that this is for them, because Ann Fisher almost gave up on me, and I'm so glad she didn't. And there's Kyla Williamson, who is also, she just entered into the $1 Million Club this month. They're going to announce it next month, which is amazing. But she said no to the first person who called her. And I was like, I called her back and I was like, dude, get on the bandwagon. I was like, I'll explain all this stuff later, but I'm not letting you slip away. And so she trusted me enough to do it. So yeah, just you're sharing it with people because you care about them and you guys want to help them find success. So yeah, I'll turn it back over to you guys if you guys have anything else to add, because I can jabber all day about this subject.
Thank you, Julie. No, it's brilliant. I loved listening to this, and the whole onboarding process I think is brilliant. The Smart Start for people is a really key one, to make sure that everybody's really clear on it. A couple of things I wanted to go back to, actually. Julie alluded to a power hour, which I have heard of before, but sort of completely forgot about it. But I've got to tell you, I did a power hour tonight, and just following up on a whole load of people that I'd spoken to before. And one lady that had actually said the timing wasn't right for her before Christmas. And so I followed up with her tonight and sent her the video that we actually, or the recording that we did from Sunday night, last night. Was it last night? Yeah, gosh, that seems like ages ago. So the tool that we made last night, which is basically a Meet Monat online, and we've put that in the group chats for people to use. Sent her that, and she's come back to me and said, really loved it, really loved watching the video. I'm away now until a week on Wednesday. Can we catch up on Wednesday? Really want to get going on this. So that was so great. So doing that power hour was brilliant, and using that new tool that we did last night was really great as well. So guys, if you've got people to speak to, then you need to send them that tool. It was brilliant. Andrew, I have yacked all day today. I'm going to hand to you and get your thoughts.
Absolutely. That video was brilliant. I know Michael and Clyde were on the call. They actually got their first person enrolling tomorrow morning on the basis of that video. So unfortunately, Michael's on a hospital appointment. I know. So I'm enrolling in the morning, and we've got their onboarding booked at 11:15 tomorrow morning as well. So it does work. I haven't had a chance today, so I've had a couple of power hours as well myself. But I will be uploading that video that we did with Julie last night to our Here For You YouTube account, so it's easier for you to know when it is to share that. Absolutely brilliant. What Hilary and I did today as well is we actually recorded the options. So if you get somebody who wants to join as a market partner, so they choose on that option 3, the make money option, then we've actually done a video of the options of the kits, because we spent so much time explaining it, and we thought, let's just record it once so you could just show them the video. So obviously there is an offer on this month with the rebate of the £110. That's applicable to this month. Things change every month, so our intention is to do a new video every month with latest kits, because they also change, or whatever the incentive is. So both of those by the morning, once we're off this call, I got another power hour to do, and then I'm going to upload those 2 videos to our YouTube account, and I'll share it into our group, so we have that. The other thing I just want, we've also got the road shows as well. I'm in Bristol tomorrow evening. I know Hilary's in Nottingham on Wednesday, and then we have Manchester on Thursday, and Edinburgh and Belfast next week. And the person I just mentioned who watched Julie's video is joining tomorrow, doing her onboarding. She's coming with people. She's already invited people to Edinburgh next week. So these things work. So fantastic.
Yes, that's awesome.
So the other thing, we just want to clarify with you, Julie, whilst you're on, one of the things that people are saying is, so it's great having the onboarding, but people sometimes get a little bit stuck on you know, what to say to do the invites, what exposures to share. I know we've touched on that on a previous onboarding. And it was interesting, I was listening to Rachel Roth, you know, one of the top earners as well in the company, and she was saying initially when she started, she was telling people to do the Foundation Academy, telling her new people to do that, and she actually wouldn't speak to them to do their onboarding until they showed the certificate. And she said that nearly killed her business, you know, because it's like, this is all about ignorance on fire. You know, it's not about, like you mentioned, about knowing everything. It's just all about doing the doing. So we've touched on some of the exposures. We're looking at perhaps recapping on what some of those exposures could be for people to invite for whatever event they are. And the other thing, we were talking also about having a quick reference to what these are, so as they change. Hilary and I were talking about whether we actually put some of these key things down and put them in our team group. Hilary rightly said also it's actually very applicable for the group that you set up, the new one called the Tips from the 2%, because that's obviously, you only need these things really when you join new. So perhaps a little bit about what the exposures are, and where do you think we could put these exposures so everybody in the team have access to them rather than spending time searching for what they are, especially with the new people.
Yeah, of course. So exposures, you know, the first initial exposure, you guys will know how to, honestly, you guys are going to know how to message your people better than I can ever tell you, because I want to tell you the biggest advice: be straight from the heart and just say whatever's on your mind. If you are real, they will feel it. If you are trying to script, they will feel it. So just be a professional, but, you know, just say whatever's on your mind, why you thought of them, compliment them, and then ask them if they would be open to taking a look. And that's about it. Just being real with them is the first exposure. The second exposure, honestly, I usually do use the Meet Monat presentation. And I know it's kind of long and drug out, but I'll kind of explain the presentation a little bit before I send it to them. I'll just say, well, okay, you may not be interested in this business, and you will see a little bit about that in here, but I want you to understand what the business is in case you want to refer me to one of your friends, even if this isn't for you. You just want them to get that information. And so, you know, ask a time when you can have them watch it so you can follow up with them. And if that's that evening, you follow up with them that evening. It's on you, but it's also on you to schedule when that follow-up is. Always remember, this is about connections. You need about 4 to 6 exposures. So the whole point of your efforts is when you are connecting those exposures again. And the biggest fault that most of us do is not scheduling a time when you're going to follow up. If you don't schedule a time, then obviously you're off the hook, right? So we want to keep ourselves on the hook in order to successfully get these people. So after the Meet Monat presentation, I would typically get on a phone with them, and I would try to answer any questions that they have. And I ask them what they like best and what struck out to them the most. That way I know if it's product related, business related, or a Cadillac, or a Range Rover and a Jaguar in your guys' case, which is not terrible. I'll admit it's pretty cool. So you can mention things like that. That's one exposure. And I call that a 3-way call or a Zoom call. And it's really great to have somebody else on the phone if you're brand new at this. We love helping people. We want to make sure that we're there to help answer questions. The reason why that third-party credibility is pretty important is because if someone is like me, maybe an introvert or someone who doesn't have a whole lot of confidence, that's about 80% of the population. So like 8 out of 10 people are going to feel this way right here, not very confident. So whenever you are showing that you are having someone else assist you with that call, you're not only showing that you're doing this together and it's fun, you're not going to be at it alone, but they'll also see that they can go to somebody else for help too. They don't have to sign up and know it all and feel like a duck out of water. We're here to assist them and grow their business with them. So three-way call is great. Now, if you can't get them on a three-way call, if you don't feel like they're that excited to yet go to that, because if you guys get them on a three-way call, you're probably going to get them signed up. If you can't get them to that yet, if you don't feel like it's ready yet, hair before and after pictures. So before and after pictures, like a testimonial page, is really big. Showing them a video that Monat themselves actually did. So their culture video is great. It shares the background of the family, the Erdnetta family. Also product videos. They spent a lot of money and a lot of time on these videos, and they're really eloquently done. So I use those to explain the products if they're just wanting to be a VIP, instead of me trying to over explain them. And I always try to go into detail on my thoughts, of course, a little bit, but I don't do the video's job for me, because I'm trying to make the most amount of time for my efforts and the most return on my time. So videos, third-party credibility, all the tools that we have available, hair quiz. And that's a big thing. If people are interested in the products, that's probably one of the first things. Send them a hair quiz and then do a consultation with them afterwards. If you're unsure of what product to use, we expect you to message us and ask us. Don't do this by yourself, because some people might make a mistake on maybe a shampoo line. Like, okay, if someone's got really dry ethnic hair, you don't want to give them a volume line, even though they're saying that they're a little thin. You know, they probably wouldn't be super happy with their texture. So there's some things that we might be able to help you with, and that's okay. I'm still learning, and guess what? If you ask me, I'm probably going to ask Kyla. So you guys will get a whole band of people helping you out with your product recommendations if you need them. It's totally cool. I do it all the time. I still don't know it all. So what else is there? Gosh, any type of video. Meet Monat testimonials page is going to be, obviously, like, I would love to, sorry, trying to not make my face so white, but I would like to get, you know, if you guys have people in the United States, you can obviously use the Meet Monat 2019, which is a new Meet Monat page, but pretty much everything's closely related to the UK. So feel free, if you guys know like a school teacher, use the school teacher's testimony. If you guys know of a nurse, you know, use a nurse's testimony who's had a lot of success. So I love those Meet Monat pages, because even though we're in different countries, a lot of people still have the same occupations and personalities, and they'll relate to those people still. And so feel free to use those pages, because I have actually used them with UK people before, and they have worked. And I'm sure there's more things. Sampling. Oh my gosh, sampling is such a big deal. Utilize samples. Like, those are probably one of the best comebacks for me ever, as far as like getting people involved in the business and on the product. Select sampling is the way I do it. I use the Revive shampoo, the mask, and usually the leave-in or the volume conditioner. Rejuvenate oil for a pre-treatment. I tell them to lather their hair in oil before they shampoo. They will get the most suds, and the oil will already be breaking through all their buildup before you even get the shampoo on their hair. So I've had to wash people's hair 8 times in the sink at my house before, because they have so much buildup on their hair. And if that's the case, if you think that they might have a lot of buildup, oil treatment first. And then of course, Rejuva beads, if you guys have Rejuva beads samples over there. But samples, you can't go wrong. But trial error, if they didn't love them, you want to know if they didn't love it. You want to figure out what they will love. And did I leave any more exposures out? I know there's millions.
They are the ones that we mainly use as well. So, and the Meet Monat 2019, is that replacing the Meet Monat 9:30 p.m. the long title one?
Yep,
Okay.
that
Is
one
is that a page or a group as well?
Yes, I will make sure that everybody's in there. I haven't even done a video in there yet. I think tonight is the first one.
Right.
But obviously, you guys probably won't catch them live, because it's way different time for you guys. I think you guys are in bed around that time. If you're not, you're, you know, probably really hustling. But you guys can still use that, because I tag them anyway. Like, I rarely get someone like, jump on this while it's live. I usually can't wait for that moment. I'm usually like, okay, here's the last one that they did, or something like that. So yeah, definitely utilize that page. And it is replacing it only because the Meet Monat live page right now is a closed group, you know? because we had all that crazy, you know, those haters coming in and attacking our pages and stuff. So we had to make it closed. Well, once you reach over, I think 1,500 people in your page or something like that, you can't make it go back to public. And so now, in order to get somebody in that page, you have to ask their permission, get them added. And in order to tag them, you have to get like more permission. So it's really difficult. And that's why we're not getting a whole lot of activity in there, because nobody can add people. So we're starting a new page to leave it public. So it's easier to share in Messenger or tag people or share on your wall even. But yes, and it's going to be a testimonial first of, you know, where those people came from, where they are today in their business, and then basically their favorite parts about the Meet Monat that they'll share.
And are you planning to, is there going to be like before a new one once a week going in there? Yeah, fabulous.
Yep. Oh. And I'm going to try to line it up with all directors, like all top income earners at first. And then the first girl I've got going just recently earned a contest. She got I think she got 2 blocks back to back, and she's been in the business for a year and kind of stagnant. But the last 2 months, she applied some really cool stuff that we were working with her on. And she got like power hours. She was doing power hours. And then now she got all those blocks because she went back to all of her lists that she was doing power hours on. So yeah, pretty neat to see people come unstuck in their business.
Fantastic. I'm absolutely loving that. So I think that's great. We've got so many tools, but definitely I agree with you. That one we did last night is wonderful. So promise I'll get that uploaded so you guys can use. It's there already. Hilary's shared it, but we'll have it on the YouTube account so it becomes even easier for us to share. And we have Jewely again on Wednesday as well for an hour or two. So we've got so many on tonight doing the onboard, and they couldn't wait till Wednesday. So I know we had planned to do another onboarding on Wednesday. So we may have to review what we intend doing with your time on Wednesday evening. So really grateful to that. But I'll hand you back to Hilary if there's anything else you want from Jewely. That's great. Thank you, Jewely, so much.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. Just to finish up, if you're new in the business and you're in Smart Start, fantastic. We need to make sure that, or you need to make sure that you're working with your upline so that we can get your Smart Start program done. I want to give a big shout out actually to where she disappeared to, Stacey. She's on the call tonight. Stacey has just joined, and she has done something like, I don't know, 800 PV already. So she's only been in a week. She is amazing. So big shout out to you, lovely Stacey, because I know that you really want this, and just been a real pleasure just watching all your messages and how excited you are, and well done to Debbie, because you're working really hard with Stacey as well, so brilliant job. But if you have been in the business a while and you haven't hit MMP yet, just to remind you, there is those bonuses that you can get this month. So I think it's MMP, MB, and is it AMB, Andrew? Can't remember.
It's AMB, yeah.
So regardless of when you started, because some of those bonuses, for example, MMP, to get the rank advancement bonus, which is 75 quid, you have to do it within 3 months. However, right now, regardless of when you started, you can still get that bonus. So that is extra money in your pocket. So if you haven't hit MMP yet, just joined and life took over and blah, 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 don't worry about that. We can help you get to MMP this month, and you can get those bonuses. And also similarly with MB and AMB as well. So lots to play for this month. It is the last 2 weeks of the month, as Jewely said. Lots of things seem to come together at the end of the month. And so now is the time to really look at your business, to work with us. Let's get those Smart Start programs done. Let's get those bonuses done. And let's finish the month really, really strongly, because 2019, I can feel it, is going to be an amazing year. So thanks, everybody, for jumping on. And have a great rest of your evening. And we will be speaking to you all soon. So thanks, guys. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Have a great one.